In question number 22, we are given a diagram in multiple choice, but we need to be able to explain our answers. So I'm going to take you through step by step. So first, label the right angles because it's given to us in the problem where the lines are perpendicular. So we should have labeled this part. Okay, next we've got vertical angles where I have marked. Vertical angles are congruent. Third, those two angles where I have marked must add up to 90 degrees. These are called complementary angles, so 45 plus that degree measure that we don't know must equal 90. Solve and you get x equals 45 degrees. Where I have highlighted, we've got alternate interior angles, so they are congruent. Okay, and then we've got supplementary angles where I've got marked now. They're going to also add up to 180 degrees, so we get x is equal to 135. Make sure you pause this video and go back through if you have any questions. Also, make sure the information is written down. We're on problem number 16 now, which I will go through step by step. Where I have marked in the drawing, we have supplementary angles, which means they must add up to 180 degrees. Second, our supplementary angle, angle P, Q, and R, is supplementary. So we get 32 degrees. Supplementary means it must add up to 180 degrees where I have marked. And third, we've got alternate interior angles where I have marked. So the angles are congruent, so the angle is 32 degrees. So I've broken it down step by step. Please make sure you write this down. And last, angle RTS, what we are trying to find. That's 72 degrees because the measure of the interior angles of a triangle are 180 degrees. And then we've got supplementary angles, which means they must add up to 180 degrees where I have marked. So make sure you have all this information down and go back if you need to. To find x, we've got supplementary angles, which means the angles added together must equal 180 degrees. Combine our like terms, subtract 72 from both sides, and you get that x equals 6. Okay, but the question says to find the measure of angle YQZ, so we replace x with 6, simplify, and we get 102 degrees. In this one, we need to find x. We set them equal to each other because they are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. Subtract 2x from both sides, or if you went about it in the other way and subtracted 4x, that's fine. But in the end, you should get 15 for x. Next, you need to actually find the measure, so you replace x with 15. Simplify and you get 40 degrees. Find the other measure, replace x with 15, and you should get 40 degrees. Last, find the measure of angle URS. Okay, we've got supplementary angles here where I have marked. Supplementary means they add up to 180 degrees. We already know that 2x plus 10 was 40 degrees, So we substitute that in, and in the end we get that y equals 70. Replace that back and we get 140 degrees. So go back and rewind if you need to write down any more. In this problem, I've marked our vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent, so that's how we get angle 2 is 28 degrees. Angle 2 and angle 3 make 90 degrees, so they're called complementary. Okay, complementary add up to 90 degrees. So we get 62 degrees in the end. Angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4 are supplementary angles. They add up to 180 degrees. Solving for x, we get 90 degrees. And last, angle 1 and angle 2, they add up to 180 degrees. They're called supplementary angles. So x equals 152 degrees. Make sure you go back through and rewind if you need to write any of this down. This one, angle 1 plus 44 degrees is going to equal 90. It's called a complementary angle. So angle 1 is 46 degrees. In angle 2, we've got angle 4 plus that 44 degree angle is then going to equal 180 degrees because they are supplementary. So angle 4 is 136 degrees. Angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 180 degrees, called supplementary. So angle 3 is 44 degrees. Last, we've got angle 2 plus that 46 degree measure plus 44 degrees must equal 180 because they're called supplementary angles. So angle 2 is 90 degrees. Again, if you went about it in a different way, that's fine, but we still need to make sure we have the same answers for all these angles. Pause the video or rewind if you need to. Last, angle 1 plus 61 degrees must equal 90. They're called complementary angles. Angle 1 will then be 29 degrees. Angle 3 is vertical angle to that 61 degrees. So angle 3 will be 61 degrees as well. Angle 3 and angle 2 are supplementary. Supplementary means it must add up to 180 degrees. Solve an angle 2 is 119. Angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 90. Complementary angles, so angle 4 is 29 degrees. And last, all these angles added together are supplementary, which means it must add up to 180 degrees. So in the end we get 61 degrees. Okay, I know I went fast on this slide, so if you need to, please pause, rewind, and make sure you have all this information written down.